Your brain is fascinating. I don't know what goes on in that little head, but it's
craziness. Age just hits you like you don't even realize. I'm still bloody young.
How old are you again? You're like
19.
This year, no more teens. You're done.
But I'm waiting for 21, to be honest. Like 21 is just me allowed to go to America.
Even if you're performing, like you'll get a wristband that'll say that you're underage, so no one can serve you any drinks anywhere in the building.
No bloody alcohol.
What's your drink of choice? What's your favorite drink?
E&J.
Ah, brandy.
It depends. It depends because like my dad drinks whiskey, yeah. So I'll drink whiskey with my dad. The only two places I'll drink.
You drink whiskey with your dad?
Yeah, and he's like a strict Indian dad, but like now it's crazy how I've gone from like curfew. I got grounded one whole summer, and now I'm drinking whiskey with him.
That's mad. Until today, I've never had a drink with my dad.
Oh, you're kind of missing out.
Yeah, I feel like growing up, you know, you used to go to weddings and family affairs and whatever.
And it's so strict to you, yeah. They're so strict to you, yeah. And then as soon as you get to that age, you're just like, Jesus Christ, you're worse than me.
Got so many memories of just like being at weddings and seeing my uncles and my dad, who are normally super strict and super rigid, getting so waved that they literally had to get picked up from the floor and put in a car, and then the aunties have to drive them home. And you're just like, this is why I am such a big drinker.
Oh, they passed out from the mutton paneer.
It is the worst. What were you like in school?
I was quite quiet and really shy at first, and then I met like my group of friends. I was already slacking off, and then I met these kids, and then it was just like, okay, it's too late now. But then like music and everything, that was something that I always just did.
Are these also the same people that are now in 9/8 Collective, or did that come later?
No, they're way older than me.
Okay, because I was gonna say, because I'm still amazed by how young everybody in that collective is, you know, and I think by now we all know certain members like Big Pig and Lavender Room, but there's designers, photographers, like it's just a whole bunch of creative. It's refreshing, and also because everyone comes from different parts of London. There's like West London in there. It's not just like East and South.
Everyone thinks that it's just West.
How did you then find these people who are slightly older than you and came later in life? Like, how did that organically happen into you actually becoming a member?
It just sort of happened. I just kind of joined. Like, I feel like things have always happened and like come into my life like this have just always meant to be. Like, it's all about, I'll be in one place, then I'll meet someone, and it's just like along the way, like little like people and like things will come into my life, and it just feels like they just fit together. And then I met Lava, we started talking, and then like just slowly I just felt like finally I was just supported by people from music. Because at school, like my friends were cool and everything, but they didn't really get it. So like being with people that we're all doing the same thing, and I met these people, and it was just kind of like after a little bit of negativity from school, there was like a couple of people that kind of making me feel uncomfortable for like rapping and just kind of making me doubt myself a little bit. And then meeting these people, it's just like it was a massive confidence boost.
Feel like you found your people, like where you're accepted, where they understand what you're doing.
We have different sounds, but everyone realized that they were kind of different just because we have each other to like give us the confidence and just kind of make us not doubt ourselves as much, because it is easy to do that unless you have really strong confidence. And I couldn't have a conversation like this before. Like I would go red and freeze up, and I was proper shy.
Which is funny to me, because I think a lot of young girls probably look at you, and especially with that the video you dropped for How We Do. So many girls are going to look at that video and think, oh my God, like she must been like this the whole time, and I want to be like that.
It wasn't about finding myself. I always like knew myself. Like I've always known myself really well, and just spent a lot of time just like understanding myself. And it did cause me to like be too comfortable with people, because I would think that people saw me like who I am. And obviously some people just like naturally they just don't feel as deep sometimes, and I was quite like over emotional. Like that hurt me, and I feel like from the heart I kind of just learned how to make myself stronger from that. When you are a good person, people will just come into your life to make you stronger.
I like the fact that you said you always knew who you were.
That's one thing I can always say, that I don't doubt myself, because if I doubt myself, the minute I doubt myself, then I'm doing it for other people.
I don't have any association with being British Asian, because the community here has always been huge. You know, you would have certain experiences in school and certain things you've seen around you that to me were very foreign, because in Amsterdam there wasn't a big Indian community. And so when I started finding myself and having certain interests in certain type of music and clubbing, and like music was huge for me. And I was always the only Indian girl in the club, or I'd be the only Indian girl at like the G Unit concert. Like I've been in London, 7.5 years. I've seen the emergence of brown girls into mainstream media very slowly, a little bit too slow if you ask me. But you've just come in and you're younger than everybody else, and you're like, actually I'm gonna rap, and actually something very VHS and spacey and trippy about everything you do.
This thing is, with that one video, yeah, I'm gonna say something with that How We Do video, that ain't really my vibe. It's
interesting.
like,
Tell me.
The whole image of it, yeah. So that video got made for a campaign. It's all the ideas that I had in my heart, and I brought them to the table, spoke with like the creative direction team who were amazing. But then on the shoot day, there was like the people from the brand, and they were cool, but at the same time, they just have an older vision. Like they don't see it. It's not really possible for them to see it or believe it from my eyes, because it was just stuff that hadn't been done before. And it's amazing to be around like the UK and just knowing that loads of brown girls will see it, and that it's literally me rapping in a bridal sari on like billboards and shit. It's so funny. You'll see in my next videos like what was in my brain, because that was the ideas from my brain, but in someone else's brain, if that makes sense.
And this is the thing, I guess you're learning at a young age. Being able to do completely everything how you want to do it is going to be a little bit of a fight. I think it's time for people to start getting to know you. What are you about?
I'm actually so excited to drop all this stuff, yeah. This is like the prop on me, like coming in. Like it's all about the details for me, and with music, it's all about the feelings. And I think with that song, yeah, I had some feelings towards it, but I wasn't pouring my heart out in that song. That's why that isn't the beginning for me, if that makes sense.
Interesting. So now we're going to really start.
I'm already working on the next project, and I just already feel that it's a level up already. That's how I'll always be. Like I'm always just like, okay, my brain's just always just, and my heart, like fuck my brain. I wish I didn't have too many thoughts in my head. Like my heart's always just pouring and pouring.
Quite poetic as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like even when you're not rapping, you're quite poetic. You know what that might be? That might be all the like Lata Mangeshkar songs you've been listening to.
Yeah.
That's what it is. How does your mum feel about what you do?
It's crazy how kind she is. She's the kindest person. Like her heart is so big, and that's why I feel like even though I was so scared and shy and like underconfident, she gave me that confidence. Most of this project, the underlying message, like all the soulful songs where you already feel like me singing, it's like mostly about my mom.
Especially at your age, and not just Indian girls, I think a lot of girls who come from immigrant families have a real struggle. And I think I can say this now, I'm a little bit older, but I think all our mums want us to do what we want to do because they've been younger girls themselves. But one, they're super protective and they're scared because of all the stuff they hear on the news or for other people's stories. And
it's bloody Crime Watch, yeah. That show Crime Watch
ruins everything.
Have you watched it? That show ruined 2 years of my life, yeah. I couldn't go out because of that bloody show. I come home from school, yeah. My dad's watching it. I'm just like, oh, not again. He's going to ground me for another 3 weeks.
I want to know, though, what did you do to get grounded for a whole summer?
It was nothing, you know.
What did you do, though?
I fell asleep on my bed. They went through my bag and they found a grinder. There's no weed in there, yeah. They found a grinder. I was like 15 though. Like, my brother, yeah, he does whatever he wants. He's younger than me.
With like Indian parents,
they're too kind to the boys. The boys do whatever they want.
Yeah, they're babied all the way. And you know what happens, yeah? When you get to my age, okay, let me just tell you.
I know what you're going to say.
What's happened is we have all been pushed to be our best versions of ourselves.
And we're hella strong and they're
so we're strong and we're prospering and we have standards of what we want. Now, what's happened to all these Indian boys? They get to our age and they can't do nothing for themselves.
They've eaten too many pakoras. Mummy's always like, oh, beta.
And then they're looking for someone to do that to them. And I'm just there like, that's not going to be me.
Babe. But no, you can't be doing that. That's down in our energy.
This is the statement we're making. We're not doing that. So now my mom's like hoping I marry some like rich rapper. That's what she has in her head now.
Which rapper would you marry if you had to bring someone home to your mom?
To my mom, yeah. You know who she'd love? Common.
Does she?
The first time I went to his concert, I think I was 15. And I was watching the video on my digital camera. And my mom was like, who is that. Has anyone said like, oh, you're kind of like the new m.i.a?
Yeah, because I hadn't listened to her before. And then literally this year, I started listening to her because people kept on saying that I was like her. And I didn't want to listen to m.i.a. And I didn't even, like, this is without even knowing, like, her story. And, like, after knowing everything about her, she's, like, blown my mind away. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm proper obsessed.
Bucky Dungan. Every time that song came on in the club, everyone used to point at me, and it used to make me so upset because I was just like, I do not even look like her at all. But there was no other.
Oh my god, they point at the only brown person. That is so dumb.
This is why we need more like people like you, so they can't even just point at me anymore because there's so many of us.
But I just feel like there's just a new path that needs to be made, and I feel like it doesn't even have to be any effort put in to get there. You just like have to continue this confidence and just this strength because there's so much around us now.
So your dad can read palms? Because I've had my palm read when I was a kid in India. My mom still has the booklet, and it's freaking scary because everything has come true.
Everything is so accurate.
Maybe I should get your parents to look at my hand.
Nah, you actually need to. Like, every single thing has happened, and it said in 2 bloody years I'm gonna get married though.
Wow.
That's too soon.
Oh my god, it's gonna auntie. I'm excited.
So my dad's dad, he can teleport. Well, he's passed away now, but he would literally be in front of you, and then teleport like 5 meters away.
Okay, no.
You were like, this would be a thin air, and then teleport.
No.
This shit is real. It's real.
Sorry, explain to me exactly what you mean when you say your granddad.
Magic. He trained his whole life. So his whole life, if you want to do like teleportation and any sorts of magic, there's obviously black magic. My dad won't tell me much about it. Yeah, he said when I'm older. I know he was on some fucked up shit in India. Yeah, so my whole family got cursed by black magic.
Why is this the most typical Indian thing I've ever heard in my life?
It's like a Bollywood film.
Oh my days.
My dad basically reflected the curse.
I'm fascinated. I mean, I already thought you were interesting because that's why I asked you if you wanted to do the show together. Now,
there's so much shit. There's so much shit.
You should be like a cartoon.
That's what I'm doing though. My goal is to make a cartoon. There's so much fucked up shit in my head, yeah?
You should definitely turn yourself into a cartoon series. Oh my god.
My whole thing with like cartoons, I don't want it to all look the same. It's all about like how the person I'm working with sees it. I'll tell them like a story that I have in my head. It won't work if I'm telling them like how. You can't tell an artist how to draw and how to do things. Like, you gotta let them do it themselves. So I love working with people just so we can like merge two worlds.
So I like the fact that we just talked about random things in your head and grounded and juju in your family. It's just all a bit mad. A lot of people are going to listen to this and they completely understand because juju is a thing in so many different cultures. Then some people are going to be like, yeah, that Nayana IZ, I think she's a little bit crazy.
I am though.
If you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
Nothing.
You can't do nothing. Favorite food?
Used to be lamb chops, but now I'm vegan, yeah. So I've been making like nice tacos.
Love a taco. That's good.
With Indian food, yeah, I can't have a favorite because my parents, yeah, they make good Indian food.
If you could listen to one album for the rest of your life, what album would it be?
It's not an album, but my grandma was a singer and she has tapes of when she used to sing. So I would just listen to that. And just,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
What would you want your legacy to be?
I don't even think it's for music. It's like music is the only thing I'm good at, but my main goal is to make schools for girls in India for arts and music, because I feel like that is a sort of outlet that a lot of girls will need to just get rid of all these horrible feelings and like good feelings, bad feelings, whatever. Like, there's not enough of that.
I love that answer.
And our first step is to start our first school. But yeah, my dad's been doing this for like 5 years now, and he's been running this charity, and we're just going to start this up properly. That's what I'm meant to do.
I love that. If there's anything I can ever do to help, just holler me. I'm so down.
Indian dads are so gullible.
You know what my dad's been doing? My mum showed me on FaceTime. She's like, every day he comes home, he takes my mum's hair dryer and dries his clothes because someone told him that heat gets rid of coronavirus.
Oh no!
So
I can't do anything now. I literally can't do anything because you've seen the bloody video on Facebook.
See, what's one thing you've learned about yourself in lockdown?
To be honest, like, I feel like I really needed to just spend some time by myself because I couldn't feel anything for quite a while, to be honest. And if I'm doing anything like whilst being numb, then it's not worth doing it. I literally wrote it on my wall, 12th of April is when I just started feeling again, which is crazy. And just this time alone and just being with my family.
I really enjoy what I'm seeing here, and I'm like, I can't wait to see you like peel all these layers off in front of us and just show us more and more of what's going on in that probably insane brain of yours 24/7. I want to ask you to finish my sentence, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Nayana IZ. Sorry, why did I say IZ? I didn't say it wrong. I was like, why did I even say it wrong? And Nayana IZ. And for people who don't understand why you've got those two powerful capital letters at the end of your name, is because your first name translates into nice. It's like, well, it's like beautiful eyes.
It's beautiful eyes, but I don't like saying beautiful. It just makes me feel like I'm just like beautiful eyes, but
it's hard because certain things don't translate into the English language, and I think for people, it's just like, it's not about an aesthetic kind of beautiful eyes. It's more of like a spiritual. Seeing eye. Well, you got to finish it now. Nayana IZ.
Yes.
I'll just try. Let's see what it sounds like. We'll just throw it in the mix. We'll change the Z to a C.
Is happy.
That's a sick answer. That's so good. Yes. You get a vowel.
That was so shit. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm about to piss myself.
Go we.
Okay, bye.
I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Okay.